We began reading the resurrection accounts from the four Gospels at the Easter Vigil, and we'll continue to read them during this Easter week and then even beyond into the Easter season. The accounts are extremely important, but they're not easy to interpret. They all agree on two things: that the tomb of Jesus was found empty, and that he appeared to certain disciples, certain persons afterwards. The earliest version of Mark's Gospel, which is the first Gospel written, says that in very simple terms. Matthew's Gospel, based on Mark, goes further. A dramatic earthquake occurs at the tomb. The earth quakes as it did at Calvary. An angel comes from heaven and announces a new age has dawned. But there's Jewish opposition. Matthew says the opponents claim it's a fraud. And the disciples are then told by Jesus in Galilee to go to all the nations with this good news. Behold, I'm with you always, even to the ends of the age. Luke's Gospel has a different perspective. All the events of the resurrection take place around Jerusalem. And that's because Luke's Gospel frames his Gospel and the Acts of the Apostles, which is a continuation of his Gospel, to show that the good news goes from Jerusalem to the ends of the earth. So Luke doesn't mention the resurrection appearances in Galilee as the other evangelists do. Like the other Gospel writers, he's not simply reporting facts, he's telling a larger story. The main figures in Luke's account, the two disciples on the way to Emmaus, they're prototypes of all of Jesus' followers who are journeying from Jerusalem. The risen Jesus walks with them and reveals himself to them and to others through them. So we're on the same journey. We're going from Jerusalem not only to the ends of the earth, but to the kingdom of heaven. John's Gospel is interested mostly in the witnesses to the resurrection. So Mary Magdalene is a very important figure in John's Gospel. She's important because she was there when he died. She helped to bury him. She goes to the tomb. She's John's first witness. And there's Thomas the Apostle, the doubter. There's Peter, who denies him. The other disciples who meet him around the Sea of Galilee, and they touch him, they eat with him, they hear his voice. So the resurrection accounts, as you can see, are not given to give us an accurate chronology or a bare factual report of what took place. Now, the Gospel writers have a larger perspective in mind. And that's the way we should read them.